Well, let's stay in that region because joining me now is Ismail Alabdallah, who is working as a volunteer for the White Helmets group in Syria's Idlib province, the humanitarian group. We thank you very much indeed, Ismail, for joining us. I know that your organisation said yesterday that the north of the country was in a state of catastrophe. Have things got worse since then?
Yes, the area here, state of catastrophe, state of this is disaster area. You know, as Turkey and here in northwest Syria, the situation may be worse in terms of the rescue operation because of the lack of equipment and support that we needed and declared in the first place 3 days ago. Still now the situation as it is, we have tens of families beneath the rubble. The death toll increased almost 2,000. We recorded 2,000 deaths and more than 3,000 injured people. The efforts are still made to rescue the rest. Non-stop working all the time. The teams in the sites trying to rescue and trying to rescue who still struggling and still breathing from under the up till now. We just those trucks that entered today from Bab al Gate. It's not about the disaster. It's like, as we know, it's from the ordinary convoys that enter Syria. They resume the entering the convoys to northern Syria. We haven't received any help until now from the international community, as they said, as they promised before.
And so what do people in your region, in northern Syria, feel that they have been forgotten, have been left to one side by the international community, and that more aid really has to come immediately? I know that 6 trucks arrived earlier today, although I also see the White Helmets, your group, have tweeted that there was disappointment that air rescue efforts were not sent with that convoy. So presumably it's all too little too late.
Yes, we're frustrated. People here, yes, they feel that they are forgotten by the international community. We don't know why. They may be, we know the game, they putting politics in the humanitarian aid. I don't know how they compound this, all this, but here we have people beneath the rubble. They need help, they need support. We're racing that time to save them, and as the time passes, we lose lives. We, as the White Helmets, are still working. We rescuers, we need. And we're going to be rescuer and rescuing people alive from under the rubble. We will not lose hope of rescuing people. We're not going to be as people who retrieve dead bodies. Our goal, our job, to save those from under the rubble alive and healthy.
We understand that aid from countries like Iran and Iraq, the United Arab Emirates, Oman, has reached Damascus, has reached government-controlled areas. Has any of that aid reached you in Idlib province?
The Assad regime, they did this to us by damaging our houses before the earthquake. Why the buildings collapsed in northwest Syria, as it is happened, more than 100 sites, more than 500 damaged completely, collapsed completely, and more than 1,300 damaged partially. So one of many reasons maybe, the Assad's forces and Russia bombing that happened before North Syria. We're not waiting from the Assad forces to help us, because they displaced us before, and most of the people who now struggling under the rubble, they were displaced from many parts of Syria before.
Ismail, very, very quickly, I mean, this appears to be a time to set politics aside, like the UN have asked. It seems to be a time for a geopolitical reset where humanity should take over. And all of this should be set to one side, even by the Assad regime. Is that something that you just will not expect is likely to happen?
will not expect this to happen. The last man in the earth talking about humanity and how come the regime that killed thousands of people by bar bombs, cluster bombs, phosphoric bombs. We're talking about the last report of OPWC about the use of chemical weapons in Douma. They found guilty that Assad responsible about the attack. This regime will help the civilians. In the first place, they suffocated the civilians to death in many different, and this is recorded and confirmed by the UN. The regime will not. There's no space for the regime to talk about the humanity and to be part of the humanitarian process. And they need to rescue first the people who are now under the rubble in Aleppo city, the buildings that collapsed before the earthquake and the after, and when the earthquake happens. Before the earthquake, there were many buildings collapsed by the bombing, collapsed by itself after since the bombings, the heavy bombing happened on Aleppo city back in 2016 up till now. Each month, each year, we have buildings collapsed, damaged completely. So first, the regime need to rescue the civilians in Aleppo, in Latakia, in Homs, in Damascus. Then we can talk. Yes.
Ismail, we thank you very much for joining us, and we wish you and your organisation, the White Helmets, all the very best.